welcome back to my channel. This is Jenny, the Uncrafty Crafter. So tonight, it's pretty late, everybody's in the bed. This is a little whip and chat, but for you guys, it's probably daytime, depending on when this is uploaded. But anyway, starting a little whip and chat. Well, for me, it's a whip and wine. So I'm going to work on a little bit of this. I don't know if you can see well enough that I have started the Something Sweet by Mandy Manzano at Diamond Art Club, and I started on the lines here just so I could get that out of the way. 310 is like a thorn in my side sometimes, but I went ahead and just decided to go ahead and get that out of the way so that I can get to the fun pinks, because pink is one of my favorite colors. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, one thing that I wanted to do is sort of introduce myself, because I know I just started this YouTube channel and kind of jumped in with my first unboxing of Something Sweet, and wanted to just, okay, so introductions are not my thing. My family and friends always say that I just give way too many details in stories and can't ever get to the point of what I'm trying to say. So I figured it would be best for me to start with a tag and a get to know me tag. And I actually found one online from, let me take my readers off so I can see the computer, tagquestions.net, get to know me tag. And I figured I'd do that, and that would be a quick and easy way for me to stay on point and not go off the rails, because I tend to go off the rails pretty quickly sometimes. So, I mean, somebody could ask me, you know, tell me a bit about yourself, and within 5 minutes I've told them my entire life story from birth till today. And that's not always, you know, just way too much information. So anyway, question number 1, what is your full name? Before I get to my full name, I'm actually working on, I got the black gun in this corner section here. I'm starting at the bottom right corner. The canvas was just kind of naturally rolled that way, so I wanted to start on the bottom. It depends. I don't ever work one way, or, you know, I don't always start at one section and work my way down or up. I just kind of start where I feel like it. So, but anyway, I'm working on this pink here, which is DMC 603, and it's this really pretty powdery pink. It's in her dress here and there. Okay, back to the name. My full name, I won't give you my last name, but my first and middle is Jennifer Renee, but I go by Jenny, and that's spelled Jenni with an I. I've got 2 sisters, and both of their names end with an I. And so whenever my mom had me, she's like, okay, we're going to nickname her Jenny, but we're going to spell it with an I. And when I was in elementary school, it was so funny, because my 3rd grade teacher would always send my work home, because I would spell my name on my work, Jenni. And in big, fat, red letters, my teacher would always put a big F-E-R on the end of it. She totally thought I was misspelling my name. Finally, my mom sent a note to school, and she's like, Mrs. Brown, I'm sorry to tell you that her name is Jennifer, but we call her Jenny, and we spell it with an I. So, yeah. Anyway, that was a thing, and she was okay after that. After that, she quit putting the big red F-E-R's on the end of my name. Gosh. I bet she was like, this poor girl just, you know, don't even know how to spell her name. She don't even know what her name is. But, yeah. That happened. Poor Mrs. Brown. She's no longer around. That was 1,002,002 years ago, but Mrs. Brown was an awesome teacher. Her husband was actually my dad's teacher. How crazy is that? Okay, hang on just a second. Trying to get this. This is one thing I really like about DAC's canvases. They're super sticky, but if you get one little nubbin off track, you can push it around with the end of your pen and get it where you want it. So that's, I've had some canvases where you can push it, try to push it into place if it's off track or off center, and then it just goes right back to where it was originally, like it's memory foam or something. So these are a little bit more pliable, I guess is the word. Okay, question number 2. What does your name mean? Jennifer means fair and beautiful. I don't know. I don't have a clue. Don't know what my name means. I think I've looked it up many times, but I can't remember what it meant. Number 3 is, are you named after anyone? Not to my knowledge. My mom, according to my sister, was wanting to originally call me Orlando Dawn. I'm like, oh my goodness. If anybody's name is Orlando, it's a pretty name, but I can't imagine being named Orlando Dawn. Like, sounds like I was born and raised in Florida, and that's not the case. I don't live in Florida. Number 4, does your name make any interesting anagrams? What's an anagram? I don't know what an anagram is. I get anagrams and synonyms and all those things mixed up. I'm not sure. I don't think it does. But if you can think of an anagram for my name, then you're more than welcome to stick it in the comments. Okay, number 5, if I had to change my name, my first name, what would you change it to? So that's a funny one, because I was just telling my husband the other day, he came home from work and I was watching, okay, I'm a soap fanatic. I like to watch Days of Our Lives and General Hospital. And I was watching Days of Our Lives, and I told him, I was like, you know, when I was growing up and I was little, and I would play like secretary or school teacher or grocery store or whatever with my nephew and niece, or even by myself, shoot. I always wanted my name to be, like, I always made my pretend name Kayla, because Kayla Brady on Days of Our Lives, I was obsessed with her, and I was little bitty. I was like too little to be watching soap operas, but anyway, leave it to my mom, which my mom didn't even really watch soap operas. I think the TV was just left on, and back then we didn't have cable. We had just plain old regular TV with like 3 channels. And so yeah, I was obsessed with Kayla. I loved the name Kayla. Don't know why, but if I could change my name, my first name, I would change it to Kayla. Okay, number 6. Where am I from? I am from Farmtown, USA. Okay, kidding. I live in southern Indiana. It's about 30, 40 miles away from Louisville, Kentucky. Born and raised here, lived here all my life. Oh, next question, number 7. Where were you born? I was actually born here. Where did you grow up? Same thing. Those kind of all went, I guess I answered number 6, 7, and 8 in question number 5. Or no, in question number 6. Number 9, who did you look up to growing up? Oh, goodness. Well, I was an 80s kid. I mean, I was born in the late 70s, but I was born in 77. But I grew up in the 80s. So, who did I look up to growing up? That's rough. Oh. Do I have to answer that one? Is there any rule that says I have to answer that? Honest to goodness, I'd probably just say my mom. Because she was like my BFF, even when I was little bitty. Like, I would way rather sit around the kitchen table with my mom and the neighbors and just talk while they drank coffee and smoked cigarettes and listen to them chit-chat than I would going and playing with some of the neighborhood kids. I was completely satisfied. At 10 years old, I would way rather have been just hanging out with my mom. And we did hang out a lot because my older siblings were already gone and grown and married and had families of their own. But then my dad worked like the late shift. So it was just me and Mom all day. And we would just hang out. We'd go to town. We'd go to Walmart. We go to there was a restaurant in town, Hardee's, which I know it's called something else in some parts of the country. Can't remember what it's called in other parts of the country, but yeah, Hardee's, Hardees, I think is how it's spelled. But we would always go there and hang out, and there would be like old people there, and those were my people. I mean, Mom would give me like $1 and I'd go up to the counter and get a big cookie. I mean, do you remember the big cookies from Hardee's back in the early 80s, mid 80s? They were huge chocolate chip cookies, massive. I don't even know if they still have those anymore. But okay, totally off subject. See, I ramble, get way off subject, lose my place here. Oops. And that one decided it wanted to flip over. Let me see here. And now I've lost it. Bad thing about these tweezers is sometimes they go flying. Okay, I'll find it. Eventually I'll come across it. Who did you look up to growing up? That was my mom. Number 10, what are your best characteristics? Isn't it always hard to like say good things about yourself? I struggle with that sometimes. Like, I have a really hard time coming up with things about me that are good, like good characteristics. I think I'm honest. I feel like I'm pretty loyal as far as, you know, being loyal to friends and family. I'm pretty loyal. Best characteristics. Yeah, I think that would be it. Loyalty, honesty. I think I'm funny sometimes. But yeah, those are the three. Honesty, loyalty, and humor. Number 11, what are your favorite things about yourself? Well, I just said them. What are my favorite things about myself? Is it different than what are my characteristics? I think that's it. Let me scroll this up. It's on the computer. Gotta scroll it up a little bit. Okay, number 12. Which of your parents are you closest to? Well, both of my parents have passed away. But I would say I was closest to my mom. Like I said, she was my best friend. My dad worked odd shifts most of my life. Like, he never really worked day shift when I was growing up. So, he was gone working a lot of the time. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I mean, he was the best provider ever. Best dad ever. I just didn't see him a lot until he retired. And by then I was, older but yeah, my mom was my BFF. She was who I was closest to. Talked to her every day. Visited just about every day. I was always here. Okay, let me get back to, where was I at? Number 13. Which of your parents are you more like? I'm like my mom, I think, mostly. However, she was super crafty. Like, she could do anything. That woman had an antique loom. If you don't know what a loom is, it's what the old-fashioned people, like from the 1800s, used to make, which I know they have them now. But it's what people used to make rugs and blankets and stuff on. And she had an antique one, like a real deal old loom. And she made stuff on that thing. She eventually got a newfangled loom. And she wanted to donate the old one to, like, the Heritage Museum where we live locally. She never did, but that was kind of her plan. But she didn't do that. I actually have that old loom. Let me see. Oh, what I was going to say is, although she was super crafty and I'm not super crafty, she tried to teach me crafts. She did teach me how to crochet. I didn't catch on very good. She taught me how to knit. I didn't catch on very good. A side story about the whole knitting and crocheting thing. So I'm an anxious person. I always have been. Like, I deal with anxiety. And like, even when I'm working on diamond painting, I catch myself a lot of times being super heavy-handed. Like, and I use the super sticky patty wax in my single placer. And sometimes I'm like, I fill that up and I start going and I'm like, pop, 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 pop. I mean, like, my husband can hear it all the way on the other end of the house. He's like, oh, she just filled her pen up. But I can get super heavy-handed. And I did the same thing with crocheting and knitting. I literally would crochet and knit so tight that, like, my work would curl up. It would just curl and twist up. And my mom was like, you're just crocheting and knitting way too tight, Jenny. And I'm like, oh, sorry. I mean, I don't know what else to do. And my thumb, I would crochet and I would call my mom the next day. I'd be like, I did this crocheted for this many hours or this long, and my thumb is so stiff I can't hardly move it. And she said, it's because you're crocheting too tight. And that was the truth. And I didn't enjoy it. I didn't like having to count the stitches, and I didn't like having to count. I didn't like it at all. There was nothing really about crocheting that I liked at all. Same way with knitting. I mean, my mom would knit something and she would have knitting needles poking out in every direction. Like, most people knit with 2. She'd have 4 or 6. Hold on just a second. My dog has got my bath loofah. Where in the world did she get that from? Get out of here, Poppy. Let it. Yeah. She's destroyed it. She's destroyed my bath loofah. Poppy is a Boston Terrier, and she is not quite a year old, and she likes to get into everything. if you saw my Something Sweet Diamond Art Club unboxing video, you would see that she chewed the box up. Bad Poppy. Okay, back to the knitting and crocheting that I'm not good at and that I don't enjoy. So when I first started learning, she taught me the very first thing, other than like granny squares or, you know, dish rags or, you know, whatever. She taught me how to make a sock, or to make a pair of socks. So I was working on this sock. It was a crocheted sock. And it was just a plain Jane general, like, learn how to do it the first time. Piece of trash drill. That's not a, kind of got holes in it. You see that? Come on and focus. Don't want to focus. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a hole in it. But anyway, lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Hello? Oh, the sock. Yeah. So I was at home. I was married. And was crocheting this sock. And I got the one sock done. And I was like, yeah, no. I'm not making that other sock. I'm not going to do that. I don't like this at all. And I didn't want to hurt my mom's feelings, you know, but she knew me and she knew that I wasn't enjoying it. So anyway, long story short, you all, I got a friend who, her husband was an older guy that, Poppy, stop it. Poppy, no. Poppy's trying to catch a fly that must be flying around in there in the kitchen. Leave it alone. But my friend's husband was an older guy, and he was quite a bit older than her. But anyway, he was a farmer and he had a farming accident and actually lost a foot in some sort of farming machinery. I don't know what it was, but anyway, it was probably 6 months or a year after that happened. And I had that one little lonely crocheted sock just sitting in a box or a drawer, you know, where I had never finished the other one. It was just sitting there. I didn't throw it away or anything. And I took that sock to him. Just one little sock. And I was like, I made this. This is handmade now with love. And I want you to have it. It's just one sock. That's all I got. It's just the one sock. I quit after the first one. Didn't want to make the second one. And lo and behold, I've got somebody that could use just one sock. That man laughed his head off, and he appreciated that one sock. And, you know, he saw the humor in it, I guess you could say. He knew how I was anyway, and he didn't take offense to it, thank God. But, yeah. And then I knitted. Oh, now she's got her little... Give me that. She's got her favorite Mr. Naps squeaky toy. Leave it alone. It's too late to be. Everybody's in the bed. Shh. Let me see if I can get over here some more few here. I ended up knitting a pair of socks too, but did same thing. Actually, I didn't even finish that sock. I didn't finish that one at all. It's in a drawer in there. I think I got like to the heel, and once I got to the heel, I was like, yep, I'm done. This is too hard. I don't like it. and I put it in a bag and stuck it in a drawer. And that's that. So, I just thought that was a funny story to share because that kind of like goes with the name of the channel, The Uncrafty Crafter. That's me. I'm the Uncrafty Crafter. It's these kind of crafts, the diamond painting and scratch art and coloring, poppy, that I really like. Hang on just a second. Let me get this away from her. It's too late. It's too late. Get down. No, you can't have it. No, you can't have it. Get. No. You can't. No. Poppy. No. Go to bed. Go to bed. Okay. Hopefully she'll give up. Give up the ghost, whatever. Now she's made me lose my train of thought. Oh, it's the easy things like diamond art, and I love the scratch art. That is super fun. If you've never done that, it is super, like, satisfying in a weird way. I don't even know how to explain it. Like, I'm a weirdo when it comes to stuff like that. It's a sensory thing, I think, and I just really enjoy that. The same way with this. The colors, the sounds, you know, just those sort of things like that is a really kind of like sensory thing. I mean, I really don't know how else to explain it, but let me see here. Let me get to the next question. Number 14. Are your grandparents still married? They would be if they were alive. So both sets of my grandparents have passed away. Number 15. What relative was important to you growing up and why? My mom. If I had to pick another one, besides my dad, obviously, another relative that was important to me is an aunt that I have, or had. She's passed away also. She was like my second mom, but she was the funniest woman on the face of the planet. I mean, she was opinionated and she was just one of a kind. Like, if you met her, she was the kind of person that you would either love her or not like her. But yeah, she is opinionated and bossy, but that's what people loved most about her. So she loved to craft also. She was really good at crocheting, and her and my mom were sisters, and so they kind of enjoyed doing that stuff together. But alas, I did not get that gene from my mom or my aunt. Number 16, what is one thing that you've never revealed to your parents? Oh, God. I don't know that there's anything. I mean, I'm sure something, but I don't know what. I don't know the answer to that. I really don't. Because growing up, I mean, yeah, you kind of hide things when you're teenagers, you know, but once you're grown, like, I really didn't have I don't have any secrets that I really kept from them. Number 17, what would your parents have named you if you were the opposite gender? I have no clue. No clue. Like I said before, my mom was thinking about calling me Orlando Dawn, but they knew I was a girl, so no clue if I was a boy. Number 18, what do you call your grandparents? Well, I call my grandma, Grandma, and my papa, Papa. Number 19, what's your best physical feature? That is not my phone ringing. I hear ringing in the background. It must be the TV that's on in the other room. Kind of obnoxious though, huh? What was the question again? Oh, best physical feature. I would probably have to say my teeth or my eyes. I've always had a lot of compliments on my teeth. But I will say that after I had my second baby, they kind of went not really downhill, just, you know, they say that having babies does a lot of hard stuff to your body, including your teeth. Okay. Number 20, what is your biggest accomplishment? I would say my biggest accomplishment, 100%, is my family. My husband and my kids and our home. Number 21, what is my biggest fear? I'm afraid of a lot of things, I guess, but probably my biggest fear would be dying, which isn't that like everybody's biggest fear? Is death. Ugh. I don't like thinking about that. Poppy. Number 22, what is your biggest regret? I don't really think that I have any regrets. I don't know. That's a hard one. I don't really have any regrets. I mean, I'm happy. There's nothing that I wish that I would have done differently in life. I don't think. What is my eye color? It's a bluish green. I don't know if it's really what you would call hazel, but it's the kind of color that, depending on what I wear, if I wear something really, really blue, then my eyes look more blue. If I wear something green, then they look more green. But I'm thinking that hazel is like a greenish brown, isn't it? So I really don't know. Greenish blue is what I would go with. Okay. Number 24. Let me scroll this up. Number 24. What inspires me? I'm inspired by a lot of things. That's a hard one. Yeah, that's a rough one. I'm inspired by music. If that's the kind of what inspires you question, I am inspired by music. Like, music is very inspirational to me. I'm inspired by a lot of people and things that they do that I'm always like, oh, I wish I could do that. Or, you know, like my sister, she can write stories and like poetry and short stories. She's even been like in magazines and stuff, has stuff published. And she would like call me to say, what do you think about this or that? What do you think I should change in this? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not good at that. I mean, I'm good at grammar and English and things like that. But as far as like writing, that's not my jam. But she's really good at it. And she likes to write a lot of short stories and really pretty poetry. Okay, next question. Let me find it. I lost my place. Oh, number 25. What is the most important thing in your life? Hands down, my family. Number 26, what has required the most courage of you in your life so far? What has required the most courage? I'm not sure. Like, I've never... I guess having kids. I mean, that's kind of a courageous thing. Even though people do it every day, you know. I mean, everybody that has kids is, like, been through a hard experience, whether they have one naturally or via C-section. You know, I had both mine by C-section, but, yeah, I mean, that's, I think, probably the most courageous thing I've done. Number 27, who is your favorite actor? Oh, Lordy, goodness gracious, that's kind of a toss-up. Sorry if I'm shaking the camera everywhere. My favorite actor, I got a lot of favorites. I don't know that I could just pick one. I love John Cusack. I don't know if you know who he is, but he's in the movie Serendipity. That's probably my favorite movie ever. I love Julia Roberts. Did that say actor or actress, or does it really matter? Oh, well, yeah, number 28, who's your favorite actress? So, number 27, who's your favorite actor? I love Tom Hanks. I would probably say Tom Hanks more than I would say John Cusack, but I love John Cusack. He was like, be my like celebrity husband. If the question were celebrity, like comedian, I would say Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon, I'll fight you over Jimmy Fallon. He's my celebrity husband. Jimmy Fallon is. Faux show. Favorite actress, Julia Roberts. Next question. Poppy, honey. My dog is laying at my feet now. She's mad because I won't let her have her toy. Favorite celebrity. Oh, who's your favorite celebrity? Okay, then number 29, that was the next question. I'll say Jimmy Fallon. Number 30, who's your favorite musician? Oh gosh, that's hard. Musician. Okay, so musician, I'm not sure. I know who my favorite singer is. And you can agree or disagree or agree to disagree, but I love Michael Jackson. Like I said, I grew up in the 80s and I'm obsessed with Michael Jackson. His older stuff, not his like newfangled stuff, new-ish, you know, like the things he was doing right before he passed away. I didn't really follow along with all of that, but his older stuff like Billie Jean, Thriller, all of those, I was a huge fan of, big time, and still am. Like, I'll be cleaning the house and say, hey, Google, which is going to, oh, shoot. She's sitting right beside of me. I hope she don't go off. But I'll tell her to play him. And I'll crank it up and listen to it when I'm cleaning the house. I just love him. But this is, I'm losing my sticky here. See, can't pick up a drill. There's one. I'll have to reload my Patty Wax SS. It's the super sticky. Okay. Trying to see, I have 2 pairs of glasses. I got my regular glasses on and then reading glasses on over top of that. I know it sounds like overkill, but in order for me to see the canvas good without having my head down here in the camera, I have to wear my regular glasses and then my readers. Favorite musician, and then number 31, who's your favorite person in the world? My husband. Number 32, what's your favorite childhood memory? I would have to say my favorite childhood memory is, well, I mean, I wouldn't say it's just one memory, but it's probably like the type of memory is just growing up in the country, out in the summer, running around till it got dark. Like we would play in the, like we would play long after dark, and we would have to play like in the pole light just to see what, you know what I mean? Like how the pole light would shine out in the yard, we would play in that section. Like we would play so long, we'd be like, oh my God, I gotta go in the house and pee. We would just play till we had to go in. And catching lightning bugs. Just, we played outside, you know. My son, he's, you know, my baby girl, she's too little just yet, but whenever my little boy was younger, he had made his decision early on. He wasn't going to be an outside player. I mean, you know, he likes to be inside. So, I hope that my daughter is more apt to be the one to want to play outside. And I mean, it's easy to say shove them outside, make them play outside and whatever, but you know, that's not always, that's easier said than done. And this is just a little tidbit of information, is that my son has autism. So he's very particular about his environment, and so he just prefers to be indoors. So, you know, when you have, I mean, you have to fight your battles with kids, or choose your battles with kids anyway, but when you have one that has special needs, you kind of gotta really pick and choose your battles. Okay. Number 33, what's your favorite color? My current favorite color is turquoise. Like, if it's got turquoise in it, I want it. It's mine. I love it. I want it all the turquoise. Number 34, what's your favorite cultural activity? So I'm not very cultural, but I will say is going to Mexican restaurant considered a cultural activity? Because I don't know about you all, but probably the first place I go when this whole like pandemic thing is over with is to our local Mexican restaurant, because I'm wanting some chicken fajitas and some queso and chips and a margarita. But that's just me. That's my cultural activity. What is your favorite drink is question number 35. Hold on, scrolling this up a little bit. Number 35, what's your favorite drink? Coffee for sure. Like, coffee's the first thing I drink. And I drink a lot of coffee. Oh my God, I drink a lot of coffee. Both my husband and I drink a lot of coffee. I'm running out of that symbol. I'm getting closer and closer up here. Oh, there's one. Yeah, we both drink a lot of coffee. during the day. And then I also drink a lot of water. I really don't drink a lot of pop. I don't drink a lot of like things like tea or, you know, like sweet tea. Or I'll drink sweet tea every once in a while, but it's not something that we make at home a lot. So mostly I drink water and coffee during the day, and the occasional pop. I don't know if you guys call it pop, soda pop. We call it pop. I'd love to hear what you call it. But at nighttime, I try to stop drinking coffee like at a certain time because it, you know, I want to go to sleep at night. And we drink our coffee super strong. And my dad was in the Marine Corps, and he would always call it Marine Corps coffee if it stood up, if the spoon stood up in the cup. Of course, that never really happened. That was always just a funny ha-ha, but that's how my husband drinks it, is super stout. So when I started drinking coffee, I drank it the way he drank it, and that's how we drink our coffee. And we buy the black silk, I think, Folgers black silk. And then every once in a while, we'll get a little fancy and buy the, like, espresso type coffee. But that's not very often. However, my husband won some coffee on Instagram. That guy, he's on Instagram all the time, and he wins stuff like you wouldn't believe. It cracks me up because he's the least social media kind of like social person you would ever meet. But he loves him some Instagram. And he'll get on there and enter giveaways left and right. And I'm like, oh, I'm glad you want some coffee. I'll take some free coffee, bro. But back to what I was saying. I try to quit drinking coffee. I'd say late evening. Like, I won't have any more after like 6 or 7 usually. Now, since we're home and stuck home and our days and nights are all kind of mixed up, I do drink it a little bit later, but I try to quit and drink more water. However, I do like me the occasional glass of wine or margarita. And I'm one of those that, like, I'm not a fancy wine drinker. Like, I don't know what the whole swirling it and smelling it and taking a sip and swooshing it around in your mouth and then spitting it out. I don't even know what all that means. Like, just give me something to drink. And if you're a wine connoisseur, or you like to drink your wine, then you probably would not want to drink your wine around me, because I am completely hillbilly-fied when it comes to drinking wine. Like, I drink it in a mason jar with ice and a straw. And I ain't even kidding. So take that as you will. I don't like hot drinks other than coffee or hot tea. I like hot tea. But if it's alcohol-based, I want it cold with ice and a straw, please. Thank you very much. But yeah, I know that would totally offend some people. But hey, gotta do what you gotta do, you know. Let me see. What's the next question? Number 36. What's your favorite fairy tale? Beauty and the Beast. No, I'm kidding. I don't know that I have an actual favorite fairy tale. I don't know. I'm not sure that I have a favorite fairy tale. I mean, they're all kind of awesome, right? I'm trying to think. I mean, if you want to talk about like Disney related fairy tales, then I would probably have to say Snow White, if that's what you want to consider a fairy tale. I don't know. I really like Snow White. Yeah, that's what I'll go with. That's my answer, and I'm sticking to it. What is your favorite food? Pizza, hands down. Your girl loves some pizza. I could knock some pizza out. Pepperoni, mushroom. I can do the occasional like pineapple and ham on pizza, you know, but it's not my fave. Not really. But yeah, pepperoni and mushroom. But I'm really not picky. I mean, as long as they don't have something gross on it, like anchovies or... I mean, I can even do like supreme, like with all of it on there. But... And don't be getting all funky. Like these people come to... You get on the menu at like Papa John's and they got like chicken Alfredo pizza or something weird. And it's like white sauce with chunks of chicken instead of tomato sauce with pork kind of meat. I'm like, no, thank you. If I wanted white sauce and chicken, I would just go to not O'Charlie's, Olive Garden. I'd just go to Olive Garden if that's what I wanted. No, thanks. I also do love me some Mexican food. That would be my number two choice. We've been having a lot of pizza. I mean, we buy frozen pizza like the DiGiorno or whatever, you know. And so we've had quite a bit of that the last couple of months since we've been stuck in the house. And I haven't had the Mexican. We make chicken fajitas at home, but they're never like they are at the like authentic Mexican restaurant. You know what I mean? So yeah, that would be number 2. And if you want to talk about sweets, if it's got chocolate and peanut butter in it, that's my jam. Number 38. What is your favorite holiday destination? I've been several places, but I would say if I got to like pick my holiday destination, like if somebody said, you know, if my husband said, hey, we're going to go on vacation, where you want to go? I would choose mountains over beach any day. Like, well, let's go to Gatlinburg. Let's go to Pigeon Forge, the Smoky Mountains. And I would prefer to go in the fall, not in the summer, spring, winter. I want to go in the fall. That's my favorite time to go to that kind of, and I love it. Like, I love the mountains. I love the hills. I love everything about the Smoky Mountains. And I would totally choose that over something like Paris or, you know, Hawaii, or that's just me though. Okay, next question. 39. What is your, have I really already gone that far? Holy cow. Yeah, I've been going 53 minutes according to my telephono. Number 39. What is your favorite ice cream flavor? If it's got chocolate and peanut butter in it, then I'm game. Like if we go to DQ, I usually get like a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup Blizzard, not the Reese's Pieces Blizzard. Don't make that mistake unless you want to break all your teeth out of your head. Or M&M's. Like you get the M&M's or the Reese's Pieces Blizzard, and it's like those frozen chunks of hard candy. I'm like, no. That is not what I want. I want my teeth to stay in my head, please. So Reese's Peanut Butter Cup Blizzard. And occasionally I'll get, and if you haven't tried this, this is pretty bomb. You get like an Oreo cookie milkshake, but have them put peanut butter in the shake with it. Just peanut butter. Oh my God, it's so good. You wouldn't think it, I mean, it's chocolate and peanut butter. Hello, you can't really go wrong. But yeah, it's bomb.com. In my book, anyway. Okay, like if you give me a banana split, I'm going to be like, ugh, no thank you. I don't want the vanilla ice cream. I don't want the banana. I don't want the cherries. I'll take the hot fudge and the whipped cream, but not the other stuff. That's not my thing. My husband, on the other hand, likes, his favorite ice cream is chocolate chip. And I'm like, you're lame. That's so lame. Ugh. Number 40, what is your favorite music genre? Completely 80s. 80s music. 80s, like Cyndi Lauper, Michael Jackson, like I said before. Oh, God. Huey Lewis and the News. Anything 80s. If it's 80s, REO Speedwagon. Oh, my God. Aerosmith. Anything 80s. We have a local radio station that plays a lot of 80s music. And I listen to that all the time. If I'm not listening to YouTube videos or watching YouTube, then I usually have that radio station going on our Google thingy. And I love it. Love, love, love it. My husband, it drives him crazy. He likes 80s music too, but he's a total metalhead. So he likes all the like Megadeth and I'm like, ugh. You put that back where you got it. I can't deal with that kind of music. Nope. So, we do butt heads a little bit in that music department. Okay, number 41. What is your favorite physical activity? Is sleeping considered a physical activity? I like to sleep. I like to take naps. Physical activity. Oh, I know a good one that I love to do in the summer is play cornhole. I don't know what you call it. Some people call it, what do they call that? Bean bag toss, or I don't know. But we call it cornhole where I'm from. And it's the game, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the game where you have the wooden platforms that are like so many feet apart. And you throw the bags. You toss the bags that have basically corn in them. And you try to get them into the holes. But yeah, that's my favorite, like, physical activity. As far as, like, normal outdoor things, like planting gardens or, you know, running, jogging, no, that's not my thing. Going to the gym, nope, you won't catch me there. I'm not good at gardening. I don't really enjoy it. But yeah. So, I'm going to go with cornhole. If you got cornhole boxes and bags, I'm game. I'll be there. Probably won't beat you, but I'll play. Okay. Number 42. What is your favorite quote? Let me think for a second. Okay. Maybe there's a hair. Gross. I I like this. I mean, if it's a quote, you know, toss your hair in a bun, drink some coffee, and get it done. I love that kind of stuff. Like motivational things. But as far as like, I'd have to think about it. You know, and as far as like scriptural quotes, I like the scripture that says I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I like that scripture. Yeah. I think there's plenty, but I can't think off the top of my head right now. Number 43, what's your favorite snack? Oh my God. Have you guys, back to the peanut butter thing? I love peanut butter. But have you ever had those? Oh my God, they're bad mama jammas too. The Debbie cakes, you know what I'm talking about, Little Debbie snack cakes. So they have one in the big, like, you know how they'll have the normal size, like the Little Debbie cakes that are this big around, and then you have the big giant ones, like I can't remember what they're called, like big family pack or whatever. And they have some that are, I think they're called peanut butter cream pies. They're supposed to be like oatmeal cream pies, but they're made out of like peanut butter cookies, and then there's peanut butter cream on the inside of them. Oh my God. Like, I buy those and I literally will hide them because I don't want nobody else to eat them. I'm like, no, those are mine. You can't have them. That's mine. Don't even look this direction. And so now when I buy them, my husband's like, yeah, I'm not touching that. But that's my favorite snack. As far as like salty snack, any kind of like chips and dip, or like like almonds or cashews. I love cashews. I'm running out of that symbol, so I think it's time to switch to a different color. And here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna put this away, and as soon as I pour the next color, I'm gonna find another one of these 603s. That's what's gonna happen. Okay, I'm gonna switch this color out. Let me see, favorite snack. If I missed that, I apologize. Number 44, what is your favorite song? Favorite song. Oh my gosh, I don't know. I have a lot of favorite songs. I don't know that I could pinpoint it to just one. This isn't easy. These tag questions are not easy. Like I said, anything from the 80s, and it's my favorite. Literally. I'm gonna get a drink real quick. Hang on. Slurpy straw, slurpy straw. What color do we want to do next? I think I want to do the X. Yeah, let's do X. That is number 18. Favorite song. Anything from the 80s. Like I said, Thriller for Michael Jackson is like a classic. And I really honestly don't keep up with like today's music. I'm bad about that. Unless it's like an, obvious, super popular song that you can't not know about. I don't really keep up with music. I listen to old stuff. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay. Number 45. What is your favorite sport? As far as sport to play, I loved volleyball when I was in school. That was my favorite sport. I played volleyball. As far as my favorite sport to watch, I love to watch volleyball on TV. Like, whenever they have like the beach volleyball tournaments or like during the Olympic type things, you know. But we're big, like, we live in basketball country. Like, I grew up with a family who, you know, come March, or before, whenever ball season starts, it's like they ate, drank, slept basketball. 100%. That's like, was a huge thing growing up as Kentucky Wildcat basketball. Okay. What is your favorite time of the day? I'm not a morning person. I like nighttime. Probably my favorite time of the day is in the evening after everything's calmed down and the kids are in bed and the husband's in bed and I have quiet time. Because that's when I get caught up on TV. That's when I get caught up on diamond painting. Yeah. Probably nighttime. What is your favorite type of clothing? Pajamas. If you see me out, like in public, I'm going to have on a t-shirt and a pair of blue jeans. That's just me. Number 48, what is your favorite way to pass time? Diamond painting. I like to nap. I like to watch TV. And, you know, before the whole, like, pandemic thing became a thing, I love to spend time with family. Like extended family, you know, not like my husband and kids, which, yes, I love to spend time with them. I just mean, you know, I've got extended family that I hang around with all the time, you know, and I miss that. So, I'm not a big reader, like reading books, and we've already discussed the whole, like, crocheting, knitting, sewing. Yeah, that's not my thing. So, that's kind of where we're at. And my patty wax is not sticking anymore. I already need to change this out. I think it's because the temperature in the house is cold and I've lost some wax too. Okay, back to it. What is the next question? Oh, 49. What is the name of your favorite restaurant? The name of my favorite restaurant is the Mexican restaurant I talked about before. We call it PV locally, but it's actually Puerto Vallarta, if I'm saying that correctly. I'm sure I'm not, but I'm also not Spanish speaking. So there's that. Number 50, what is your all-time favorite town or city and why? So I love the city that I live in because it's small. Everybody knows everybody, you know. But if I have to say, like, big city, I would go with New York. I mean, I've been to Chicago. I've been to New York a few times. I've been to, you know, Orlando. I've been to Los Angeles. I've been, you know, a few different places, like bigger type cities, but New York 100% because Like, when you get out of the cab in New York, it's like you literally feel like the electricity in the air. That's the only way I can explain it. I love it. I would not want to live there, not at all, but I love to visit. Love it. There's so much to see and do. And it's just different. You know, it's different when you live in a very small town to go somewhere like that where you only see on TV. And then when you're actually there, you're like, oh my God, this is real. It really exists. Like, taxi cab drivers drive like wild, crazy people. You hear people screaming. You actually see homeless people, you know, in the street, which is so sad. You know, where I live, yeah, we have homeless people, but it's not anything like you only see that on TV where I'm from. And then to actually witness it, you know, it's hard to see. But I love New York. The food trucks, oh my gosh. There's just so much to do and see. Times Square is crazy. And, you know, the people, yeah, I mean, it can be a scary place. It's a big place and it's scary. But they're also, like, super friendly. You know, I mean, a lot of New Yorkers are super, super friendly. And I'd go back in a heartbeat. Like, I would love to take my husband because he's never been anywhere like that. I think it would be cool for him to go and see. Honestly, I think he would like it. Granted, he wouldn't want to live there either. He wants to be where there's woods and trees and forests and hunting. And yeah, I know it's like that in upstate New York, but not in the city. But, okay, let me see the next one. What is your favorite, sorry, didn't mean to knock your noggin off. What is your favorite candle scent? Okay, years ago, I would say my favorite candle scent would have been something that smelled like it was baking in an oven, like apple pie or pumpkin spice or, you know, something like that. I didn't do anything floral, like, you know, I just wasn't a big floral candle scent person, but I loved anything that smelled spicy. But then probably 2-3 years ago, I started using essential oils a lot. And so I really don't use candles. I mean, I don't use candles in the house anymore at all. And I used to use those wax burners with the wax melts, but I stopped using those too. And I mostly use just an essential oil diffuser. And I actually have one in all the bedrooms, my bedroom and my kids' bedrooms and the living rooms, or the living room and then kitchen. Okay, number 52. What is your favorite social media channel? I'm going to go with Facebook just because that's where most of my family and friends are. That's where I see, you know, everybody's updates and photos and Instagram too, but for the most part, I would say Facebook. Number 53, where's your favorite place to take an out-of-town guest? Well, like I said, we live in a pretty small place, small town. There is one little place that I'd say is probably about 20 minutes away from where we live. And it's a little farm, but the family opened it up as like a gift shop and restaurant, or like a tea room where they have like food, like lunch or brunchy type foods. And they also have like a cabin area where they do like classes, like you can learn how to paint, learn how to, you know, do this with flowers. And my mom and my sisters and I used to go there all the time. And I haven't been in years. I take that back. I did go a couple years ago. It was the first time I've been in a long time. And I love it there. But yeah, it's just so different and pretty, and you just kind of feel like it's just a special place, you know. And so I'd like to take somebody out. We don't ever have any out-of-town guests, but if I did, that would probably be somewhere I would take them that I can think of. Did that go there? Oh, yeah. And I took it right off. But I don't think that... Yeah, it does. Good grief. Good gravy. Okay. Let me see. The next question is number 54. What was your favorite subject in high school? Study hall. Lunch. I don't know. I liked English. I'm the weirdo that liked I don't even know now what you call it. Where you like break down a sentence and, what is that called where you do that? And you break a sentence down and you like show where the noun is, the verb, prepositions, this kind of thing. I always like doing that, but I don't remember what that is called. I mean, it's been 20 plus years since I've been in school. But I always like to do that. I need to look that up and see what that's called. If you know what I'm talking about, leave me a comment, because I'm not positive what that was called. But I was pretty good in English. But that was really it. I sucked at math, sucked at history, social studies. No. I was more into socializing than learning, I guess. I don't know. Okay. Number 55, what was your least favorite subject in high school? Well, I kind of went over that. Math, science, social studies, history. Those were all, didn't like any of those. Number 56, what was your favorite TV show when you were a child? Okay, so I'm going to admit it. When I was 10, 12 years old, picture it. Sicily, 1932. You know, that Golden Girls, 100%. If you are my age and you remember TV back in the early 1990s, on Saturday nights, you would see, I don't know what channel it was on, I can't remember that far back, but you would find, this wax is driving me crazy. Like late at night, I think it was. I don't remember what time they would come on, but the Golden Girls would come on. And then after the Golden Girls, it was Empty Nest. And I loved those two shows. I would watch those every Saturday night. That was my jam. And I loved it. Loved it. And I still do. I still love to watch the Golden Girls. Like on Hallmark. Yeah. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. I also love like Alf. Do you remember Alf? The creature from another planet that loved to eat cats. Punky Brewster. Those were some of my favorite TV shows when I was a kid. Number 57. What do you love about your favorite TV show? Ugh. I don't know. They were just funny. Number 58. Are you scared of heights? Absolutely. 100%. Yes. Number 59. Are you high maintenance? I'm the least high maintenance person that I know of. My husband's probably like, thank you. But yeah, I'm not high maintenance at all. Like, most of the time my hair's up in a ponytail or a bun, a messy bun, and like, I hate to shop for clothes or shoes. That's just not, I'm not into that. I never have been either. Like, I literally will own and use a pair of shoes until I've walked plumb out of the soles. And that literally happened once. I do remember that. I was at a funeral home. It was, my uncle had passed away. And I had on a pair of black dress shoes that were flats. And I was like, I think it was winter time. There was like a blizzard. And so I had walked in the snow and ice into the funeral home. And my shoes were wet, obviously. And I was walking through the building and all this. Oh my goodness, guys. I'm so sorry about that. My phone, like, hit its limit as far as filming goes. So I had to stop for the night and resume the next day. But anyway, you can probably tell that I got a lot more finished. I just could not quit working on it. But anyway, back to the get to know me question that my camera or my phone just so rudely interrupted, was about whether or not I was high maintenance. So anyway, I was telling the story about whenever I went to the funeral home with my black dress shoes. It was a blizzard. My feet were wet, or the bottoms of my feet got wet. Shoes got wet, you know. And I was walking around the funeral home. You know how you do. You just walk around and hug your friends and your family and, yeah, chit-chat, all that kind of stuff. Well, here I am walking through the funeral home, and all of a sudden, just boom, I walked clean out of my shoe. Like the sole literally fell off of my shoe. And so, granted, I could have, you know, run around barefooted, but gross. I mean, who wants to do that? So I call my aunt and I'm like, I need you to do me a favor. And she said, what's that? I'm like, I know you're getting ready to head this way to the funeral home. Is there any way you can bring me a pair of black dress shoes? She's like, why in the world do you need me to bring you a pair of black dress shoes? And I said, well, you're not going to believe it till you see it. So anyway, she gets to the funeral home with an extra pair of black dress shoes. And I showed her my shoe and she just shook her head. She's like, girl, you need some new shoes. So now keep in mind, they were very nice dress shoes. They were not like scuffed up or dirty or, you know, I mean, I only wore them to certain, you know, it's not like I wore them every day. But yeah, I'd had them for a really long time. And apparently so, considering I wore them out, literally. But yeah, she saved the day with the pair of dress shoes for me. And I took and threw those dress shoes of mine straight into the trash can and had to buy some new dress shoes. But yeah, I'm a tennis shoe kind of girl, or flip-flops, sandals, that kind of thing. So I totally am not high maintenance. I mean, I like to get my hair done. I like to get my nails done. And I like nice things, you know, but I'm just not what I would consider, or even my husband would consider, high maintenance. So that's a good thing for me, I guess. I've got friends and got a couple of sisters who are high maintenance, in my opinion. But really, you know, it's so funny because I was on Facebook scrolling, and I saw a friend of mine on Facebook, and she was like, as soon as this quarantine is over, I can't wait to get out and go to, I don't even remember. She named like a makeup store and you know, I can't remember which store it was. She wanted to go get her hair done, her nails done, and I understand that, but I'm like, I took a screenshot and sent it to my cousin, and I'm like, that's so not me. Like, I'd rather be eating some Mexican food and hugging puppies or something, you know? Oops, lost that one. But anyway, I guess those are enough questions for now. I just wanted to wrap that up, and then I'm going to do another WIP and chat, and probably do some more get to know me tag questions, because those are fun and they're a neat way to get to know somebody. I think, anyway. I enjoy watching them, listening to them while I work. So currently, as I'm sitting here looking out the window, my neighbor's chickens are running around. Yeah, he's got several chickens, and I personally love to watch them run around the yard. My yard. They do come into my yard, which I don't mind as long as they don't, you know, like, invade my territory, you know. But they tend to run around our yard because we have a bigger yard than he does. And they come and get their eat on, you know what I mean? They come and free range over on my side of the fence. Not literally my side of the fence, so we don't have a fence, but you know what I mean. And I think I'm out of the number P, or the letter P. And always, when I put these drills up, I'll run into a few as soon as I pull the next batch out. But anyway, back to the chickens. He has these chickens, and I mean several too. I think he's got like 15 or 20. And so they come, we've been finding eggs. Let me ask you this. Okay, we've been finding eggs under the swing set at our house. Like, they hide up underneath the slide part, or up underneath the, like, treehouse part of it, and lay eggs. So my question is to you, I guess, I mean, what would you do? Would you be like, okay, those are my eggs now? Like, they're on my property. Those are my eggs. Or would you, like, take the eggs to your neighbor and be like, hey, your chickens laid eggs. Here are your eggs. Yeah, I don't know. What would be the, like, right thing to do? I guess the right thing to do would be to take them to him. But then, you know, then I'm not getting any eggs myself. So, I mean, I assume he would be like, you know what? They come over there and eat at your house. You can keep those eggs. I would be super happy with that. Because who doesn't love some free, fresh eggs, you know? I don't know. What would you do? Would you, like, just bring them into your house and eat them? Or would you be the bigger person, I guess, and, like, take them to him and say, here are your eggs? In hopes that he would turn around and say, oh, that's okay, you can keep them. Whatever eggs you find, you can keep. Yeah, I don't know. We haven't kept any of them because, honestly, by the time we found them, I don't know how long they had been there. So I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. So, but anyway, yeah. I guess I will go ahead and jump off for today and get some stuff done. It's a pretty day outside. It's a little windy, but it's a pretty day. And maybe throw the windows up and let some fresh air in and crank some music on and clean house. Lord knows it needs it. Oh, that's the truth. Lord knows it needs to be cleaned. Laundry. Okay, guys. I'm going to stop for today, and I will talk to you soon. I'm going to do another WIP and chat, see how far we can get. Yeah, I'm excited. It's looking really, really good. This is her hand. And this is her dress. Look how pretty her dress is. Gosh. I'm so excited about this one. Yeah, I'm working from the bottom up. And just taking my time with it, enjoying it. I'm loving it though. It's absolutely beautiful. Okay, guys. Done for today, and we will talk again very, very soon. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate it. Anybody that stops by, please like and subscribe and hit the little bell icon to be notified whenever I have some more videos come up. And yeah, talk to you all soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.